So now we'll start with the starting lineups. And I apologize, my mic was off, and so the pregame show and spiel was missed, but nonetheless, we'll head right into it. On the Gauchos end of the court, we have number 2, Ty Gibbs, number 5, David Hester, number 12, Jordan Kuak, number 21, Abdul Salih, and number 22, Lamont Johnson, and of course, head coach for Glendale, Ken Carrillo. And now for your Chandler-Gilbert Coyotes on this sophomore night, the freshman point guard, number 5, Javen Price. The sophomore guard, number 12, Lockie McCain. The freshman guard, number 21, Cohen Aldridge. The freshman forward, number 32, Carter Korab. And the freshman post, number 40, Ollie Hinder. And of course, the great head coach, Steve Silsby. Officials for tonight's game, Keith Holmes, Kevin Virginillo. Hopefully I didn't butcher that name too bad. And Corbett Hess. So, as mentioned before, my mic was off, but tonight's going to be quite the competition. Really, this game could determine a lot about the postseason as Glendale comes off a tough loss to Pima on Wednesday and now is dropped back to the 3rd seat. Glendale chasing the Coyotes' tails all season long, battling it out for 2nd and 3rd position. Coyotes obviously securing that massive victory against Scottsdale Wednesday night. Now are in the 2nd seed back ahead of Glendale. And now they fight to secure their position. If Coyotes win tonight, they almost assuredly will have that number 2 seed. But if they lose, Glendale has a very good chance of taking that position as they'll be tied up. Ollie Hinder and Jordan Kuak will jump. And that's won by Ollie Hinder as Lockie McCain picks it up and kicks it over to Javen Price. Javen Price at the march. Passes to Cohen Aldridge, up to Carter Korab. Korab to Javen. Price looking, thought Ollie, now hits McCain. McCain swings it back to Price. Taking their time, reading the offense. Reading the defense, rather. As Ollie Hinder comes up to set a screen, Javen will take it. Finds the inside line, he'll drive, it's good. Javen Price with a quick 2 to start the game. And this is the same energy we saw against Scottsdale. Javen leading the march, generally in the squad, and putting his team in the lead early. 2-0. Now Glendale with the ball, number 12, Jordan Kuak, met by Cohen Aldridge. He'll kick it down to number 23, or 22 rather. Lamont Johnson trying to power his way through, kick back out to number 12. He'll shoot from deep. It's no good. That was Jordan Kuak with the missed 3. Javen Price will recover the rebound. He'll kick it out to Cohen. Cohen, pump fake, drive. Finds Price. Price over to Korab. Korab at the top. Finds Ollie. Ollie looking for a handoff. And now Korab receives a screen from Hinder. Korab will send it back to McCain. McCain, handoff to Cohen. Time running out. Aldridge has to make something happen. He'll find Ollie Hinder with the high pass. Hinder goes big, sends it home. And that's 2 points for the big man, Ollie Hinder, as Coach Carrillo calls a timeout, seeing his boys slip behind with 2 great possessions by the Coyotes. So already, the rhythm of the game looking very good for the Coyotes, seeming to find their place in that Scottsdale match that we talked about, really finding their rhythm, find their pace. Javen Price coming out strong in that Scottsdale match, learning how to command the troops. And only time will tell what we'll see from the other players, but I love what I'm seeing from Ollie Hinder, playing the big man role, muscling up, and not being scared to pound the pavement against some of these very athletic Glendale Gauchos. So the Gauchos will come out of that timeout with a strategy to hopefully put some points on the board as the Coyotes go into strict man-to-man defense, and the Gauchos will work the ball around. They'll find number 2, but it's swatted away by Ollie Hinder. Almost stolen by number 22, Lamont Johnson. And Price will hand it off to Hinder. Hinder, severe pressure from Johnson. Gets it back to Price. Price, under pressure, kicks out to Aldridge. Aldridge with the pump fake, but he'll step out of bounds, and it will be a turnover over to Glendale. So both teams struggling to score on those two possessions. Number 12, he'll fake. And that's Kuak with a missed read. He'll pass it to McCain, and McCain will kick it out. Price with an opening, sees Ollie. Hinder, turn, spin, over the top. Ollie Hinder with a nice sky hook to put it in. He'll have 4. And Hinder using that height to his advantage is number 12, Kuak, with a little jumper from the corner. It's no good so far. Jordan Kuak not nailing his mark. Hinder at the corner, Johnson all over him. Korab wide open from the 3, he'll fire. And that will bounce off high and go out of bounds. And Coach Carrillo not happy about that, feeling like his Gachos are misreading the screens from the Coyotes and allowing for too many open looks. As the big man Carter Korab gets a wide open shot from the 3-point line, he'll take it. Obviously no good, but Coach Carrillo really wants to make sure his boys shape it up. Kuak kicking it back out to number 2, Ty Gibbs. Gibbs to Johnson. Hands off to number 5, Hester. They're trying to make something happen. 7 seconds on the clock. Hester to Gibbs. Gibbs drives in, floats it over the top. It bounces in and out, and it's picked up by Aldridge. So the Gachos unable to find their mark yet in the first few minutes of this half. Hinder will get the handoff. Looking for an open man. McCain comes up, picks it. He'll drive the lane, seeing the opportunity. And McCain will lose control of the ball. Looked like he wanted the call from the ref. Felt like his arm had been grabbed as he went in for the drive, but it will not get called in his favor. And the Gachos will pick it up from, or the Coyotes rather, will pick it up from out of bounds. Price at the top. Clock running down. And a whistle on the play. It's like a time clock violation, as we need to add some time back to the clock. So far, off to a good start. Coyotes finding their rhythm early as Javen Price secures a couple points, and then Ollie Hinder making his presence known as the big man on the court with the clear height advantage. Giving a little shimmy shake and nice little hook over the top. He'll have 4 on the board. 6-0 so far, and the Coyotes now will take it from out of bounds. Take it from the sideline. Price over to Hinder. Hinder hands it off to Price. Price will drive the lane. Thought he had it. Gibbs is all over him. He'll jump shot it. And he gets awfully close, but it's no good. Gibbs will bring it down with some speed. He'll kick it back up to Kuak. Johnson thought about it. He'll pull, and he'll get it. Lamont Johnson will a pair of his own. McCain over to Price. Price to Aldridge. Aldridge, nice kick into the middle to McCain. McCain kicks it all the way back out to Price. Price with the quick step over the top. It's no good. And that'll be the Gachos ball as it comes off the leg of Carter Korab, trying to pull down the rebound. So now Ty Gibbs will lead the march. Hand off to Lamont Johnson. Johnson to Kuak. Kuak sees a misread. He'll drive, float it up. It's no good, and Carter Korab brings it down and receives the foul from number 21, Abdul Salih, who was trying to get the rebound, maybe knock it out of Carter Korab's hand, but instead pounds the big man and gives him a foul. Price in the lead, over to McCain. And these two have done a fabulous job running the 1 and 2 position. McCain looking for Aldridge. A little miscommunication, tries to toss it way across, and Ty Gibbs reads that perfect, swats that out of the air. That'll be the Coyotes' ball on the baseline. But a bit of a misread from Lockie McCain. Korab gets the inbound. Price up to Aldridge. Aldridge down to Korab. Korab goes big, powers up. And a travel on the play. And Carter Korab will get called for the travel. As Coach Silsby pleads his case with the ref, wondering where the travel was at. Nonetheless, the ball will head to the Gachos. Lamont Johnson in the middle. He'll toss it over the top to number 23, who powers up and gets the foul. He'll head to the line. That was Mike O'Neill, who plants his feet, bends his back, and flips it up and over. Selah Thomas trying to box him out, not realizing the placement will give him the body check, head him to the line. So Mike O'Neill with the three-point play. He gets the 2 and the 1. Price with the handoff to Aldridge. Aldridge over to Connor Aldridge. Both Aldridge twins on the court. Dynamic duo for sure. Korab looking for the misread. He'll kick it up to Selah. Selah driving down, tries to flick it over to Korab, but just a misread and a bad pass, and I'll go back to the Gachos. Number 4, Chase Pavey in the game. He'll drive in, kick it out. Mike O'Neill goes big, goes strong, and he'll pound it in. Mike O'Neill with another 2. Mike O'Neill taking the lead for the Gachos now with a 1-point advantage. Korab in the lane finds Connor Aldridge. He gets tripped up, kicks it out to Selah Thomas. Thomas trapped in the paint. Back to Aldridge. Price way out with 10 seconds on the clock, trying to make something happen. Price drives the lane. He'll throw it up. It's good. Javen Price with the 1-2, quick step and floater. And that's what the Cows needed right then and right now. As they started to slip behind, now they'll take the lead with 1 point. And Ty Gibbs will lead, kick it over to Johnson, who sees an opening, pounds pavement, and drives the lane for the 2. So the Gachos starting to find their footing as they've tied it up. And now they battle for a 1-point advantage. Price at the top, showing off his handles. He'll call for a screen, set it, looking for an opening. He'll drive big, find a little dish to Carter Korab. As number 32, I apologize, number 23, Mike O'Neill, crashes and burns onto the court after a big foul to Carter Korab, losing his skis off the speed of Javen Price. And Carter will miss the first. So Carter Korab, a 62% free throw shooter, averaging 8 points a game for the Coyotes. He'll miss the second as well. A little hard on the touch there for the big man. Ty Gibbs will bring down, hands off to Chase Pavey. Pavey working his way around the perimeter, looking for Johnson. Johnson tries to dish it down on the backdoor cut to Kuak. And Kuak just can't get there in time, a little too led and covered by the Coyotes. So that'll roll out of bounds and the Coyotes will pick it up. Tegan Maloney checking into the game. And Tegan's been a hustler for this team. Coming off the bench, puts in his minutes, works hard, and gives it his all, 100%. Ollie Hinter in the middle, looking for that big play. He tries to scoop it over a little further out than I think he thought. He'll just come a little short of the rim. Ty Gibbs over to Kuak. Kuak tries to muscle up against Lockie McCain. He'll float it up over. It's no good. Ollie Hinter battles it out and wins the rebound. Kicks it up to Maloney. Maloney looking for an opening. He'll drive in, a little fast footwork, pulls it back out. and finds Kobe Mott. Mott feeding to Ollie Hinder. Hinder thought about it. He'll get it to Aldridge. Connor pulls. It's big. It's good. Connor with 3. And Connor, no hesitation on that one. Pavey will try to answer back. He'll pull away. A little too strong as it rims in and out. Maloney with the rebound. He'll feed McCain. McCain, a little give and go. Dishes up over. Feeds the big man Hinder, and Hinder does what he does best. And what a great movement started by Lockie McCain. Drives in, drags the defense towards him, and finds the big man wide open off the confusion. Chase Pavey tries again. Once again, a little too strong. That time just inside the three-point line. And we've seen in past games, Pavey can really pull. So it's crucial that the Coyotes don't let him get away and warm up that shot. Lockie McCain back to Tegan Maloney. Maloney hands off to Mott. Mott working his way around, meets traffic, finds McCain. McCain to Maloney. Maloney wide open. He'll try for his, and it's good. Tegan Maloney with a little point to the bench, letting him know what's up. He'll bury a triple. And what a good night to do it on. Johnson, 4-2. Lamont Johnson's one of those unique characters where he can play the post, he can big body, but he's also got the handles of a guard and can shoot. So he's one of those transitional players who can really work the court. So Gotchas are going to switch out some players as number 33, Victor Wanjomi, checks in, as well as Abdul Salih checks in as well. Battling it out, Lockie McCain will get the inbound. Setting it up, big screen from the big man Hinder. Kobe Mott with the opening, he'll fire. Little off mark, coming off too strong as Ty Gibbs picks up the rebound, gets it off to David Hester, and Kuak will fire away. He'll rim it as well, as the shots are not landing from the outside for the Gachos. Maloney in control, he'll find Hinder. Hinder biding his time, looking for an opening. Screen from Maloney. Over to Mott. Mott hands it off to McCain. McCain looking for a misread, he'll fire. Comes off a little strong. We've seen Lockie McCain do some pretty amazing things from the outside. Hester for 3, it's no good. He'll try again, fakes it, goes in. And Maloney will get called with the body as a little pump fake from David Hester throws Maloney's feet off balance. And on the drive in, he'll draw the contact. (16-11), Coyotes in the lead. Gachos with possession. Ty at the top. He'll find Hester. Hester over to Gibbs. Gibbs drives in, gets picked up, works his way around the hoop. He's looking for an opportunity. And Ty, with a big dive, will toss it up and in. Some great maneuvering by the point guard, Ty Gibbs. Using as much length as he can, and Gibbs will put some hard pressure on Tegan Maloney. Give the ball a little pop, and he'll go out of bounds. So the Coyotes will pick up the possession. And Cohen will drive right down the lane, but get it stolen away by the Gachos. Gibbs over to Hester. And Tegan Maloney will pick up another foul as he gets called for the contact against David Hester, who was driving in. Tegan trying to plant his feet, didn't get there in time, so he'll draw the contact. Tegan with his second. Gibbs up to Salih. Salih, a little dish to Hester, and Hester touches his hand, but he can't hold on. He'll go out of bounds. Coyotes with a 6-point lead with 8 minutes left in the half. So far, Pretty evenly paced game for these two teams. Aldridge up to Korab. Korab finding Price. Price down to Nolan. And Kuak out of nowhere with the block. Once again, Glendale Gacho's team full of athletic bodies who are not afraid to show the athleticism on the court. Price will send it in for their opportunity, and Nolan Christensen will bring it out. Back to Price. Both these teams with a similar style gameplay. Lockie McCain left open to the corner. He fires, it's too strong. But once again, not a wise choice for the Gachos as Lockie McCain, one or two good shots and he can warm right up. Johnson at the top. Korab on his tail. He'll find David Hester. Hester down to Salih. He'll find his opening. He'll drive. It's no good. And Korab will come in to make the rebound. Price commanding the troops. A little screen. He'll spin. Drive in. Get tracked in traffic. And Lamont Johnson coming in to help. Gets called for the grab from behind. So he'll pick up a foul. And the ball will go into the Coyotes' possession off the baseline. Korab down low, working it, finds Nolan. Nolan trying to muscle up, big spin, goes up, loses control, and gets it picked away by Abdul Salih. Logan McCain. Wide open, Kuak fires again, no good. Hester kicking it back out to Ty Gibbs. Gibbs trying to slow it back down, get an offense running. Finding Kuak, and Kuak with a the backdoor cut and pass from Ty Gibbs will slam it away. Good read by the big man. Nolan works around, finding Price. Price getting trapped in traffic. He'll find Carter, trying to push him over the line. And Abdul Salih will do just that. A little bump, a little pressure, and Carter Korab will step over the half-court line. So it will go back over to the Gachos. So the Gachos starting to up the pace. Put the Coyotes in traps, bring the pressure to them, and that time it'll work in their favor. Ty Gibbs will bring it down for the Gachos. Fake the handoff to David Hester. Ty Gibbs in the corner. Looking for the opening. He'll find O'Neal. O'Neal up to Kuak. Kuak saw a lane. He tried again. Goes head up against Ollie Hinder. And Ollie will land hard on the ground off that one. The ball will be picked up by the Coyotes. They'll pass it in. Looked like Jordan Kuak might have saw an open lane. Took his chance, tried to go big and dunk on Ollie Hinder. Hinder staying his ground. Will take the tumble, but it will be the Coyotes ball. Hinder at the top, looking for a handoff. He'll find Connor, wide open. He'll take it. It's good. Connor Aldridge making his presence known from the three-point line tonight. That's his second. David Hester over to O'Neal. O'Neal to Kuak. Kuak pulls it back. Back to O'Neal, working it around. Ty Gibbs drives the baseline. He'll try to dish it out to O'Neal. Good pass by Gibbs. O'Neal goes big off the glass. Salih tries to put it back. And will get called with the contact, or for the contact. White 12, that will be Lockie McCain will pick up a foul against Abdul Salih, as he went in for the putback. So Abdul Salih will head to the line. Salih, 50% from the free throw line. He'll put down the first. His first point in the game, closing up the gap. Now 19-16, Coyotes 19. And Glendale with 16. He'll miss the second. So Lockie running the point, finds Hinder. Hinder dishes back to McCain. McCain up to Connor. Connor working around, over to Conan. Cohen will bring it up. Finds Price at the top. Price looking for his chance. Little footwork, spinning around. He'll try to make something happen. Dishes it to Connor, but can't find the mark. Connor from long. He'll throw it, but no contact with the rim, so with the clock expiring, the Gauchos will take it from the sideline. Ty Gibbs brings it down for Gauchos. Kuak trying to drive the lane. And now O'Neal hands it off to Pavey. Pavey thought about it. He'll give it back to O'Neal. O'Neal a little behind the back, but he'll dish it back to Pavey. Tries to get the mismatch on the backdoor cut. Kuak with three. Trying to hit that all night. He'll land his mark that time. So Kuak now with 5 points. A massive dunk and an outside three. Lockie with the dangerous pass. Cohen will recover. Back to Cohen. Ollie in the middle. He'll hit it over to Maloney. Maloney will release. Comes off a little strong. Gibbs on the fast break. He's trying to get all the way. He'll get it. Ty Gibbs with a fast court break. Takes it all the way, rim to rim. Ty Gibbs showing he's got some great skill with the ball and speed that he's going to use to his advantage here tonight against the Coyotes. Cohen across court to McCain with the wide open shot. He'll fire. It's no good. Cohen with the hustle. Finds Connor back to Maloney. Cohen taking his time. Looking for an opening and an opportunity. Connor, he'll try from the corner. Comes off too strong, but Hinder will grab it. So whistle on the play, they'll substitute a few guys in. Number 33, Victor Wanjoni, checking in. And a timeout called by the Coyotes as Coach Silsby's team falls behind in the lead for the first time, or second time here in the quarter, or in the half, with Glendale 21 and the Coyotes 19. So now it's time to regroup, and they will put together a plan as these two teams really athletically very similar, playing tight man-to-man, back and forth. So far, a lot of shots not necessarily landing for either of these teams. We'll take a short break and be right back. Ty Gibbs brings the ball down for the Gauchos as T. Maloney picks him up early. Will hand off back to Ty Gibbs. Gibbs up to Johnson. Johnson over to Pavey. Running a little bit tighter of an offense after that timeout. Pavey over to Wanjoey. Gibbs, 9 seconds on the clock, trying to make something happen. Kuak, he's going to drive. He's going to try and put it in. He'll float it up and over. It's way short. Kuak trying to make what he had with the little time. Maloney running the point. He'll kick it over to Carter. Now to Connor. Connor at the top. Tries to find Maloney. He'll make it. Maloney working it around. Over to Cohen. Cohen tries to snipe it over to Korab, but it gets picked off by Ty Gibbs. Gibbs at the top. Wanjoey. Kuak with the screen. Goes through. Feeds Wanjoey. And Cohen will pick up the contact. That'll actually be Connor Aldridge who picks up the contact on Victor Wanjoey. As he hit the screen, will give and go. He'll head to the line. And he'll bounce that one in. Wanjohi making his first point of the night. Victor Wanjohi, the sophomore from Surprise, Arizona. 6'5", post. Playing for Glendale. He'll ace the second. And Wanjohi, 72% from the free throw. So Price will bring it down. Full handoff to Cohen Aldridge. And Gachos, no space left between. Good pass. Price with the open lane. He'll take it up and over, and it's good. Good read by Javen Price. Ty Gibbs will hustle down, trying to get ahead. Trying to get ahead of the defense. And Javen Price will get called for the contact as he hustled down, and Javen feeling like he had a hand on the ball, not on Ty Gibbs, but he'll get called for the contact, and Ty Gibbs will head to the line. So the Coyotes now with their 17th foul, putting them in the bonus. Ty Gibbs will shoot. He'll miss. Ty Gibbs, typically a 72% shooter from the free throw line. Price will drive in strong. He'll try to float it up over. It's good. Javen Price off the glass. And you got to love that tenacity from Javen Price. Not happy with the foul call. Not loving what was going down. He'll take it all the way, and he'll put some points on the board, take back the energy for his team, and that's what a good leader on any team does. Doesn't get shaken, just keeps pounding away. 10 seconds left. Glendale yet to make anything happen. Ty Gibbs looking for an answer. He'll find Pavey. Pavey will try to be it. It's good. Chase Pavey with his first three of the night, and that's bad news for the Coyotes. Carter Korab over to Connor. Connor will try to answer with his own. It's good. Connor Aldridge heating the night up. That's his third. 9 points from Connor Aldridge, the freshman. Now, David Hester working some magic, trying to work his way around. He'll find Wanjohi. Wanjohi over to Ty Gibbs. Gibbs works it back out. 13 seconds left on the clock. Time running out. Gibbs needing to make something happen. Salih with the screen. Trying to make some room. Pavey will try again. He'll fire. It's good right over the rim. So Pavey with two. And Pavey's shown he can be a problem when he gets out on the court. When he gets fired up, starts releasing. He's a troublesome player to lock down. Selah Thomas now with the ball. Price over to Cohen. Cohen, pump fake. Got hit in the face, but he'll pass it in to Carter Korab. Price over to Selah. Selah will fire. It's no good. Way off the mark and out of bounds. So the Gachos will pick up that ball as the clock runs. 18 seconds left in the half. 26-27. Anyone's game at this point as these two teams try to make their mark before the half. Lean into the locker room. Chase Pavey in their last home match against the Coyotes, hitting 3 of 4 from the three-point line. 13 points for him in that game. Like I said, he can be a big trouble maker for the Coyotes. Time running out. Ty from deep. Off the glass, it's no good. So there you go at halftime, 26-27. Well, 1 point lead with the Gachos taking the advantage off the quick 2-point jumper from Chase Pavey, who really made his mark late in that first half. Ty Gibbs with 4 points, showing his ability to run the court offensively for his team. Chase Pavey coming in late with a 3 and a 2 in the last minute or so of that half. Jordan Kuak with the big-time dunk and a three-pointer of his own. Lamont Johnson, the consistency as he puts 6 points up for his team. Mike O'Neal with 5, and Victor Wanjohi with 2. On the other end, Tegan Maloney with a triple. Javen Price taking the lead with 8 points. Connor Aldridge, the sharp shooter from deep, with 9 points, all threes. And Ollie Hinder, the big man, with 6. Both teams muscling each other out, try and take the win here on the Coyotes' home court right now. The Coyotes, having lost once to the Glendale Gauchos and then won once to the Gauchos in their first meetup, the Gauchos coming here to the Coyotes Center and putting an absolute beatdown on the Coyotes, 93-69. Now, granted, the Coyotes were dealing with some early season injuries. Recently had lost Parker Larson around that time. And but once again, a great game for Glendale. 18 points from Davis Hester, hitting 3 of 6 from the three-point line, 7 of 11 from the inside. We have not seen that from Hester today, as he's been pretty silent offensively. Jordan Kuak with 11 of his own, 2 of 4 from the three-point line, 3 of 10 from the inside. Lamont Johnson, once again, on track to do the same. 15 points from the big man, 7 of 12 from the inside, none from the outside 3. 25 points from Kenny White, as he hit 5 of 9 from the three-point line, of 8 of 14 from the inside. And we have not seen him in the game either. And then Chase Pavey, as we mentioned before, 13 points, 3 of 4 from the three-point line, 5 of 7 from the inside. So a talented team. Kenny White, obviously the dominant force. We haven't seen him play tonight, and we wonder if we will at all. In their game in January, 70-66, Coyotes taking the win. But a big night for the boys. Javen Price, once again, 13 points, leading the march, doing a great job facilitating the game. And that's really when we started to see Javen Price step into his game as an early freshman, leading the team. Lockie McCain, coming off that foot injury, stepping on the court, putting 15 down for his team. That was big for him. And then Connor Aldridge, 17 in that game where they took the win over Glendale on Glendale's home court. So much to see, so much left in this game, and really at this point, a 1-point lead, it's anybody's match. We'll take a quick timeout, and we'll be right back after the half. Well, we are back after an exciting first half of the Coyote men's versus the Glendale Gauchos here on this doubleheader Saturday and sophomore Saturday. If you missed the in between the men's and women's game, the sophomore recognition, you missed a great presentation by the head coaches as they recognize those sophomores moving on after this season, as it's the last home game of the season. Right now, all tied up. Well, almost all tied up with Glendale Gauchos 27, the Coyotes 26. So Gauchos taking a 1-point lead at the half off of the quick 3 and 2 from Chase Pavey. Chase Pavey with a record of a sharpshooter pull-up game, great off the handoff and getting to a shot really smoothly. So that'll be something to watch out for as they march into the second half, locking down on the sharpshooter Chase Pavey. Right now, David Hester, typically a problem for the Coyotes, has been awfully silent offensively. We'll see if he heats up at all either. On the opposite end, Javen Price taking a good start, leading his team to the boards with 8 points of his own. And Connor Aldridge hitting the outside bunnies, 3 points, three threes for 9 points total. Obviously, this game of big importance as Glendale currently ranked the number 3 seed in the conference, with Chandler-Gilbert taking the second and Pima in the first, leading into the postseason. If Glendale wins tonight's game, it's most likely they will take that second seed position, putting the Coyotes in the 3rd seed. And after tonight's game, Chandler-Gilbert will travel to Phoenix College to play the Bears on Wednesday the 22nd and finish out their season on Saturday the 1st to play South Mountain. So very likely tonight could be the deciding factor on whether the Coyotes stay the number 2 seed and get to play the number 4 seed here on the home court in playoffs, or if the Glendale Gauchos will secure their spot that they've been chasing all season and lock up the number 2 spot. Both teams off to a good start. The Gauchos having an early start, or a late start rather, starting a little shaky. But after a quick timeout from Coach Carrillo, pulling it back together now with the lead at half. Anyone's game at this point. We'll take a quick break with just a minute left before the second half of this tight game between the Gauchos and the Coyotes. So Glendale coming off a tough loss to Pima, the number 1 seed in the conference and ranked number 2 in the nation, coming off a tough loss to them on the road last Wednesday that they're shaking off, but it looks like they've done a good job shaking off that loss, and they're playing hard back here on the Coyotes court on an away game. Glendale's typically scoring 83 points per game, 46% from the inside, 38 from the three-point line, and 73% from the free throw, with 40 rebounds per game. Coyotes on the other end typically hitting 70 points per game, 44 from the inside, 33 from the three-point line, and 62% from the free throw. So once again, a pretty well evenly matched team. 2 teams, well evenly matched. Gauchos will remain in possession, and Hester will hand it off to Salih. Now Johnson back to Kuak. Kuak driving the lane, looking for an opportunity. Getting trapped by Ollie Hinder. Hester down to Johnson. Johnson over to Gibbs. Gibbs up at the top. Johnson with a little screen, tries to find Gibbs. Gibbs tosses it over to Hester. Hester drives the baseline. He gets trapped and can't release in time as the Coyotes defense locks up. The speedy guard, number 5, David Hester, trapped in the corner with nowhere to go. The Coyotes will take over possession. Price over to Hinder. Hinder works it around, finding Cohen. Cohen with a little pump fake. He'll hand it off to Price. Price over to the opposite end to Korab. Korab drives the baseline, goes strong, and picks up the contact. So Carter Korab will head to the line.
As we wait to see who the contact will be on. As Carter was picked up by a couple. That'll be on number 22, Lamont Johnson, with his third foul of the night. So it'll be likely they'll check Lamont Johnson out as he's starting to get close to foul trouble. And Carter Korab will shoot. It's good. Korab with his first, according to my record, of the night. So he'll go for a second. Now we'll rinse the rim, but it's no good. All tied up. Ty Gibbs looking for an opening. He'll find Hester. Hester thought about it. He'll pull it back out. McCain was hot on his tail. Hester with some space. He'll fire. It's short. Hinder will rip it down. Hands it off to Price. Price working it down. He finds Korab at the corner. Korab's got some heavy pressure on him. Hands it off to Price. Price sees an opening. He'll drive big. Turn. Float it. It's good. Javen Price with an impressive twist midair for a quick jump. Salih blocked off by Hinder. Hinder using that length to his advantage. Kuak from the inside. Pops it off the top. And Korab all over that. Pulls the steal right from under Hester. So Price, he'll bring it down, swing it up to Carter Korab. Korab at the top of the key. Over to Cohen Aldridge. Aldridge working it around, looking for his opportunity. He finds Price back at the top. 12 seconds on the clock. Price will drive in, kick it out to Korab. Korab with the open three. He'll shoot it over the top, and it gets picked up by Ty Gibbs. Gibbs over to Salih. Kuak will shimmy shake. Deception is his name. He goes in and gets the contact. Jordan Kuak. A good shimmy and shake. He'll throw off his defender, find himself a wide open lane, and take advantage. And Jordan Kuak's done a good job showing tonight that he's got that ability to change pace and tempo just enough to shake off his defender, find that open lane where he dunked it, and then also that open three-point shot. So he'll miss. So 29-28, Carter Korab at the top. Driving in, hands it off to Lockie McCain. Over to Aldridge. Aldridge over to Price. Price with a screen from Hinder. He thought about hitting Hinder down low. It's no good. And O'Neal will pick it off on the pass down to Hinder. Gibbs over to O'Neal. O'Neal, little sidestep, drives in. 1-2, up, over. It's good. Mike O'Neal with the fancy footwork and a quick around the world. He'll send it home. Price over to Aldridge. Aldridge thought about handing it to McCain down low. He'll find Korab wide open and over. Korab finding the mismatch. He'll put it over and in. A good read from Cohen Aldridge on that pass to Carter Korab. Ty Gibbs working his way around the perimeter. Testing the deep. Hester will shoot the three, and this time he connects. So Hester hitting his first points of the night with three. Hinder works it down to Korab. Korab goes big. But O'Neal will draw the defensive contact in his favor. And Carter Korab will pick up the offensive foul. Going big. The rest felt that O'Neal had planted his feet, locked down the position, so the Gotchas will pick up possession. Hester at the top. He'll hit Salih to Gibbs. Cats doing a good job running the perimeter. Hester will back it up, looking for a screen from Salih. Hester right down the lane, tries to throw it up. And Hester hoping to get the contact, will get no call. So Price will pick it up down to Ollie in the post. He sees the mismatch, he's gonna go for it. Finds Connor on the drive in, flipped around, he'll go up, it's no good. So Connor Aldridge tries for the reverse. Comes up a little short. I guess we'll draw the contact. He'll head over to the Gauchos. Gibbs over to Kuak. Kuak feeding Salih. Salih over to O'Neal. O'Neal, one dribble up and over. He can't get it to connect. Connor Aldridge will pull it down, and Tegan Maloney will lead the march. Maloney to Price. Price looking for an opening. Driving big, he'll kick it over to... Looks like maybe a missed pass or a deflected by the Gauchos defense. Guess that will be the call on the play. It was deflected by the Gauchos, so that will be the Coyotes ball on the offensive end. Connor from the three. He'll ride the rim, it's no good. But Connor's had a good time tonight connecting with those threes. And Kuak with a big spin, drives in, draws the contact. So Jordan Kuak will head to the line once again. Kuak shooting 78% on average from the free throw line. He'll typically averaging 20 points per game. So one of the primary scorers for Glendale. Jordan Kuak, the sophomore. Sophomore out of Glendale, Arizona. So playing on his home turf. And he'll sink the second. Gauchos in full court press, looking to trip up the offense. And a clock violation for the Coyotes, so they'll turn it over to Glendale. I believe unable to get across court in 10 seconds. Maloney trying to call a timeout before it was too late, but he won't get the call. Kuak tries to find Johnson. Johnson powering up, looking around. He's way behind the backboard. And he'll travel and turn it right back over to the Coyotes. And that's really been a majority of tonight's game. A lot of turnovers in this matchup between these two teams. 31-35, Coyotes trying to make their way back up. Price over to Maloney. Maloney with the opening, he'll kick it over to Aldridge. Aldridge with some serious pressure from Kuak finds Nolan Christensen smacking the paint. He'll find Maloney from deep. Maloney fires, it's no good. And a call made on number 4, Chase Pavey, for the hold. I believe against Nolan Christensen, who was going up for the rebound and got the hold. Chase Pavey getting the contact called against him, to the chagrin of Coach Castillo and the Gauchos. Nonetheless, pass into Nolan Christensen, spinning around looking for an opportunity. And Christensen called for the travel. Under pressure, picking up the pivot foot. So once again, another quick turnover back to the Gauchos, and we've seen a lot of that tonight. One after another, both teams. Little mistake here and there, saying it back to the other team. Ty Gibbs with the handoff from Salih. Salih, or Gibbs, kicks it back to Salih. Salih over to Pavey in the corner. Pavey thought about it, he'll kick it down to Johnson. And Nolan Christensen called for the foul on Lamont Johnson. A little bump from behind. And so the Gachos will take it from the baseline. 13:33 on the clock in the second half here. A lot of stoppage. Ty Gibbs down to Johnson. Johnson tries to put it up, bounces it in and out, but it just can't hit the rim. A lot of rim rinsers for the Gachos here tonight. Price driving around the key. Thinks he has an opportunity, flips it around. It's good. Price has been so good from that position tonight. Nice work around the key, drive to the sideline. Nice up and over. He'll make that one count. Kuak from deep. That'll be 2 for Kuak, not a 3, as he was inside the line. Nonetheless, Kuak, another sharpshooter moment for the Glendale native. McCain over to Connor. He pump fake, drops in, releases. It's good. Connor Aldridge, so slick from the corner. Reading the defense perfectly, will find the easier shot, and he'll make it count. Ty Gibbs over to Salih. Salih back to Gibbs. Gibbs working his way to the inside, and Johnson has an opening. He'll miss. Coming up short off the iron. Price will pull it out, waiting for the screen from Connor. Back to Aldridge. Lockie in the corner, back to Aldridge. Aldridge with a big drive, finds the opportunity, tries to flick it up and over, it's no good. Ty Gibbs, or to Kuak, trying to back his way up and in. Back to Gibbs at the top, flicks it over to Pavey. Pavey with McCain hot on his trail. So Gibbs will try to reset the offense. Drives in strong, finds a wide open lane and puts it away. A good call from the point guard, Ty Gibbs. Saw the offense wasn't working, saw his team was out of balance, so he pulls it right back out, and he'll just take it to the iron himself. Ty Gibbs with another 2. That'll put him with 6 points in the night. Now, 35-39. Coyotes trailing by a few. We'll take a quick timeout. So the Coyotes trailing by just a few here with 11 minutes left in the half, as the Gachos start to hit a few of their own. But both teams really battling it out for their own offensive rhythm. A lot of turnovers, a lot of giving up possessions, and the Gachos will try to pressure their way for a steal. Price at command. Looking for McCain. He'll find McCain. McCain calling the orders now. And he'll find Connor at the top. Over to Price. Price drive the baseline. He'll float it over to Hinder. Nice easy layup. And Hinder with 2. And Hinder will toss the mask off. Guess it was hindering him more than he wanted. Looks like he might have gotten bumped in the nose on that last play as well. Hester drives the lane, and Ollie Hinder with the big boy block. Flying out of nowhere. And you gotta love that aggressiveness from Ollie Hinder.
showing his dominance. That's exactly what he needs, and he'll make a sharp snipe pass to Javen Price. Finds his position and floats it right in. Hester will try for a three. It's no good. Great communication between Javen Price and Ollie Hinder on those last two possessions. Price, under pressure, kicks it out to Connor. Connor with a three, and it rolls the rim. So close. Connor looking to make another after a pretty silent second half. Salih thought about it. He hands it off to Pavey. Pavey inside, tries to get it up and over, but can't get around the long arm of Ollie Hinder. Hinder battling in the paint. Cohen on the drive, gets the contact, and he'll head to the charities line for a couple free throws. And just like that, the Coyotes coming out with an energetic few possessions out of that timeout. Cohen, he'll ace the first. And just some great reads between the Coyotes. This is really some of what we saw against Scottsdale. Obviously, the Coyotes struggling to find that rhythm here tonight. Early in the first half, having some good moments here and there, but not nearly the rhythm we saw against Scottsdale. But right there, that was some great team effort, rhythm, and play from all members on the court. Cohen will ice the second as well. So Ty Gibbs will bring it down for the Gachos. Looking for Lamont Johnson. Johnson works it around, trying to feed inside to Kuak, but it's no good as the Cows were all over that. Price. Regaining control of this game now, 41 in the lead. Rocky McCain feeds it over to Connor. Connor kicks it back to Price. Price looking for an open lane. He'll feed Connor. Connor drives the inside. Thought about Lockie. Will find Selah Thomas. He'll drive inside and Connor wide open. It's a little off. A big fight on the floor for the ball. As Carter Korab and Lamont Johnson dive for possession, Carter Korab will come up successful. Both these teams willing to sacrifice it all. And McCain will fire and miss from the outside corner. Ty Gibbs looking around. He'll find Kuak at the top of the three. Kuak trying to find a lane, but Price is inside the inner line. He'll drag it out and call a timeout. So Javen Price, with the quick hands and aggressive defense, will snag a steal and call the timeout to gain possession for his team. So both teams will head to their huddles and plan a strategy with the Coyotes taking the lead for the first time in the second half, 41-39. We'll take a quick timeout. So the Coyotes doing a good job holding off the Gachos and coming out of that last timeout just a little more aggressive to take the lead. Hand off to Logan McCain, back to Carter Korab. The Gachos all over the place. Thomas feeds Price. Price with the wide open three, he'll fire. Comes off strong off the rim, but Logan McCain tries to recover. He'll be picked up by Ty Gibbs instead. A good rebound by the point guard. Over to Lamont Johnson. Jordan Kuak now with the ball. He'll try to fire one from his own. It's no good. Lockie McCain will recover. And a foul called on Lamont Johnson as he hustles to get the rebound. But loses his footing and tumbles on top of
The wonder from down under, Lockie McCain. So Lamont Johnson now with 4 fouls in the game. He'll check out. And Lamont Johnson has been a stable force for the Gachos, so that's bad news for the Gachos to say the very least. Cohen Aldridge, he'll shoot a one for his own, and he'll put that one away. Cohen Aldridge making his way onto the board after a couple made free throws. That'll be his first triple of the night. And it's a good night when both Aldridge twins are hitting from the outside. Ty Gibbs over to David Hester. Hester will fire. Try to answer the call. It's no good. And Salid will rip it. Jump ball on the play. And you can tell, you can feel the energy is not dying down in this place as both teams are battling for the postseason positioning. David Hester at the top. Selah Thomas in pursuit. Hester will fling one up. It won't go in. It was awfully close, but he will get the contact and head to the line. David Hester, as mentioned before, typically averaging 16 points per game. Been held pretty silent tonight except for a 3-point in this second half. 82% from the free throw line. He'll miss the first, and he'll ice the second. Gachos all over Tegan Maloney, chasing him down. Maloney over to Aldridge. Connor with the ball. He's in the corner. He'll kick it back up to Cohen. Maloney at the top of the key, running the offense. Calling for a screen from Carter Korab. Instead, he'll give a pass to Carter Korab. Korab, hand off to Connor. He thought about it. Dips it down to Korab. He'll drive, spin it, reverse, and it's good. And a great timing read by Carter Korab, seeing Jordan Kuak come up for the block. But Jordan Kuak down on the ground as his leg got caught up underneath Carter Korab. So we'll take a quick break as they go to check on Jordan and make sure he's okay. And hopefully we'll get some more updates as things progress. So after a series of unfortunate events, Jordan Kuak taking a pretty serious tumble after an attempted block on Carter Korab. Jordan's legging tucked up and under him, and he laying pretty hard. I believe face first. Looks like maybe a cut to the mouth or something like that, but got up and walked off the court, so it looks like he's doing okay, and the physicians are taking a look at it and make sure everything's okay. Great staff on hand, making sure all the athletes are taken care of and healthy. And we hope Jordan is all right and will be able to return to the game. Ty Gibbs, bring it down, kicks it over to David Hester. He thought he had an opening. He won't release. Gets picked up by Maloney. Over to Lamont Johnson. Johnson back in the game after being in foul trouble. Pavey trying to find an opening. Counts all over him. Johnson fires. No good. And Aldridge will pick it up. Maloney picked up by Gibbs. Thomas over to Korab. Looking for an opening. Working his way around. He'll find Thomas. Thomas back to Maloney. 14 seconds on the clock. Korab fakes the screen. He'll head back down. Maloney stepping through. He'll fire. And it's no good. Coming off short on the rim. Hester back to Gibbs. Salih looking for a handoff. He'll fake it. Trying to find Pavey. But the Coyotes defense keeping him in check. They know the power of Chase Pavey. Clock expiring. Gibbs trying to make it happen. Had an open lane. Pavey will push off and he'll fire. Chase Pavey with a nice shimmy shake spin and puts 2 on the board. And Gotchas have been so good when the clock's expiring, making something happen in their favor. Cohen to Maloney. Carter down low will get it stripped away by David Hester. Good steal by the guard. Hester over to Salih. Hands off to Pavey. Pavey under pressure. Tries to toss over the top. He'll go big. But Abdul Salih cannot get it to go. Cohen Aldridge will bring it down. Finds the open lane. He'll go all the way. So close for Cohen Aldridge as it rims around and out. But he'll pick up the contact from Abdul Salih and head back to the line. So a 30-second timeout called for the Gachos as Coach Coach Ken Carrillo starts to feel the wear and tear sinking in with 4 minutes left as the Cows take a small, but what might feel like a substantial lead here in this tight match between these two headstrong teams fighting it out for that second seed positioning. 46 Coyotes, 42 Gachos. We're going to take a quick break and be right back. All right, both teams back out of their huddles. Coach Ken Carrillo trying to champion his team onto a win here at the Coyote Center. Between their conference rivalry, battling it out for this second seed, really tied up. As Cohen Aldridge shoots his first, he'll make it. And Cohen's been really solid from the free throw line tonight, with 6 points now to his name. Cohen Aldridge, 72% free throw shooter. He'll ace the second. And those are so big here in these crucial moments of the game. Every free throw just pushing the score a little bit further away from the Gachos. Abdul Salih up at the top looking for anybody to pass it to, but the coverage from the Coyotes is spot on tonight. Abdul will set a screen to David Hester. Hester tries to dish it down to Salih, but it's no good. Caught up in the traffic of the Coyotes, and they've run really tight on those passing lanes on the inside. Lockie McCain over to Connor Aldridge. Aldridge over to Price. Price with an opening, finds Ollie Hinder. Hinder sees a mismatch, thinks he can get it. But Johnson will get called with the foul, as once again he tries to reach from around, grabbing the ball, hoping to call a jump, but he'll draw the contact. So Lamont Johnson, with his 5th foul, time to check out the game. And Price with the quick one to Ollie Hinder, up, over, and in. And the communication between the big man, Ollie Hinder, and Javen Price has just been spot on this evening. Hester will try to shoot for another 3. It's no good, and Price will get that rebound. Cohen to Connor. Hinder now at the top. He'll feed Price on the inside, a little spin move, up, over, it's in. Javen Price. A little mind magic between the two. Javen Price and Ollie Hinder. Chase Pavey trying to find an open man. Abdul Salih over to Ty Gibbs. Gibbs will shoot. It's no good. Short off the rim. Gibbs with the recovery. Hester from deep. Too strong. And both Gachos in pursuit for the recovery will collide and send that ball out of bounds. So the Coyotes now will pick up possession with 3 minutes left on the clock. Now a 10-point game as the Coyotes have blown open the lead between Ollie Hinder and Javen Price. Nice little communication and teamwork. Javen over to Ollie. Ollie back to Price. Price to Aldridge. And it gets picked off as Ty Gibbs gets called for the contact. Ty Gibbs and Abdul Salih trying to pick off and trap Connor Aldridge down in the paint. And Ty Gibbs will snag an arm and gain the contact in favor of the Coyotes. Connor at the line. Connor averaging 10 points per game. 68% from the free throw line. He'll miss that. So the Coyotes really blowing open this game in the last few minutes, taking it from a 1 to 2 point lead now to 10. Kuak, spin, throws it to Abdul, but gets ripped away. And Cohen Aldridge will come away with the recovery. Javen Price taking his time, running the clock. No need to rush anything. He'll drive big, float it up, over, it's good. Javen Price with that electric quick step, putting it to good use here in tonight's game. With 18 points on the board, Pavey wide open, he'll miss. Cohen Aldridge trying to get away. Got to get across half court. He'll pass it back to Price. He'll bring it across the half line. Price with a handoff to McCain. Now Korab up at the top. Connor on the side, down to Cohen Aldridge, who goes up, rinses the rim. As Gachos' defense ends up on the floor, and Hester will fire. Way off the mark. The shot's just not landing for David Hester, as he misses that one with some length to give. And Coach Steve Silsby will call a timeout for the Coyotes. With 1:13 left on the clock, 54-42, Coyotes taking a big lead here with just a couple minutes left to go. We'll take a quick timeout. So right now, Glendale Gachos in a timeout as Coach Ken Carrillo tries to put together a plan to pull the lead down, as the Coyotes have just taken over here in the last few minutes. Right now in the Arizona Conference,
on the men's side, Pima Community College ranked number 1 with a 16-0 record, ranked number 2 in the nation. Chandler-Gilbert in second with a 9-6 record. Glendale following closely with an 8-7 record. This game being a pinnacle moment for both teams. Scottsdale 7-8. Mason Community College in the 5th seed with 6-10 record. South Mountain with a 5-10 record, and Phoenix College in the 7th seed with a 3-13 record. So once again, this game being pivotal for both these teams as they try to secure their spot in the standings leading into the last few games of the season, and then obviously postseason coming up real quick. Price over to Connor Aldridge. Now Lockie McCain. Price back in control, and Gacho's trying to trap them. But the Coyotes doing a great job breaking through that press. Now they'll run the clock. A minute left. 13 seconds on the clock. Price over to Connor. Connor driving in. Tries to go up, and he'll draw the contact. Abdul Salih will get the call against Connor Aldridge as he makes contact as he goes up towards the rim. So Connor will go for a pair. He'll sink the first. And he'll ace the second. Now Ty Gibbs got to move fast. Kuak from deep. Bang! Jordan Kuak with no hesitation. Jordan Kuak with no hesitation from deep. Pulling up at the three-point line and delivering. Connor back to Cohen. Cohen back to Connor. Trying to run the clock. Ooh. And another tough tumble. As David Hester trying to chase down the ball and snag a quick steal. Will land hard on the court. So the medical team will go out there and check on him, make sure he's okay. So we'll take a quick timeout. 33 seconds left in this match, 56-45. So David Hester, after a pretty tough landing, trying to use his athleticism to his advantage to make a steal. He'll walk off the court, looks like he's doing okay. Medical team will take a look at him. 33 seconds left in the court, and Lockie McCain will shoot a pair for the team. Lockie McCain pretty silent tonight offensively, but he'll ace that one for his first point of the night. Lockie McCain averaging 8 points a game, 76% from the free throw line. And he'll sink the second. Ty Gibbs, handoff to Jordan Kuak. He'll fire again, and it's good. Jordan Kuak, so slick from the three-point line. Showing he has no fear in pulling that trigger. So still a 10-point lead for the Coyotes, 24 seconds on the clock. Jordan Kuak doing his best effort to shorten the gap, but when you got Lockie McCain, a 78% free throw shooter at the line, makes it pretty tough, so he'll sink another. And that one's good as well. So Lockie McCain making some quick points for the Coyotes, helping secure their victory here tonight. As the clock runs down, 20 points. Jordan Kuak will go again. And man, Jordan Kuak, electric from that position. Jordan Kuak now with 14 points. With 3 of 3 in the last 10 seconds. So the question is, can he close the gap with those threes? With 14 seconds left on the clock, Connor Aldridge sinking that first free throw. Once again, now a 10-point game. And he'll make the second. Chase Pavey thought about it. He'll fire way off the mark. And Pavey looking at the ref, wondering where the foul was. And the ref shaking his head. There was no contact. So the Coyotes now will pass the ball in and dribble it out as they secure their victory with 4 seconds left on the clock. Chandler-Gilbert Coyotes taking the win here on doubleheader Saturday, sophomore Saturday to boot, 62-51 to maintain their position as the second seed in the Arizona Conference as they take the win over the Glendale Gauchos. Once again, so much to be proud of here at tonight's game. Glendale playing what they do best. They played hard, they played aggressive, they gave it their all, and truly a team with a lot of athleticism, a lot of power, coached by the great Ken Carrillo. So much to see. I mean, it was a great game all the way through. Obviously, the Coyotes coming out victorious, and so much to be said about the Coyotes as well, as they masterfully maintained their game. I think they played high-intensity basketball from start to finish. There was no point in the game where you felt like they lapsed or slowed down. They came out of the half with a purpose, and that's really all you can ask for. Yes, can we get Javen and Ollie? Ollie and Javen. So once again, a great effort by the boys, playing with passion, playing with purpose, pulling out the win, and that's what you want to see. I mean, in tight moments like this, where you're going to face a team that's right on your trail, as far as the seeds go in the conference, and pulling out a win on the home court, locking yourself in your position. I mean, that's what you want to see headed into the postseason. The energy was great. I think we saw another level of what we saw against Scottsdale on Wednesday. Obviously, different moments, different game, but the same intensity, the same energy, the same hustle, the same leadership from Javen Price. Javen with 18 points of the night. I think that might be his best game yet. A team high for sure. Ollie Hinder, playing big, playing strong. I mean, we've been wanting that from Ollie throughout the season, just to be more aggressive, play more of the big man role, and boy, did we get that tonight. 12 points from the big man, Ollie Hinder. And what great team reading by Ollie and Javen, really playing off each other's strength. If not feeding Ollie Hinder down low, Javen being fed by Ollie Hinder from the top of the key, and we saw that play out really well to their advantage. And then Connor Aldridge, great night, leading the march in threes with 9 points, 3 threes in the first half. And then 7 points in the second. So much to love and see. We're going to get a few interviews here from Javen Price and Ollie Hinder, and we'll be right back.
Yes, go ahead. All right, join us on the cast. Javen Price, after another big night, leading the march, commanding the troops. We talked a little bit about that against the Scottsdale game, kind of stepping into that role, feeling like you could finally take command of the troops. And tonight, big game, 18 points from you tonight. I don't know if that's a record high, definitely a game high as far as leading the team.
Yeah, it's a home game high.
Home game high, okay.
Home game high.
So 18 points, really led the march. And how are you feeling tonight, coming into tonight? Obviously, you played Glendale. Now this is the third time.
Yeah.
Them coming and really putting a beat down on you guys in the first game here on home court. Then you guys taking the win on their court, and now here the third match.
Came in feeling great, honestly. Started off a little slow, picked it up. But it was really just how they did us last time. 30 points at home. Like, we couldn't go for that. You know?
Absolutely.
And then we got them in a close game there, off a game winner. So we had to really, separate ourselves this game. Third time around. We already know what they're going to do.
Absolutely. Well, and we're looking back, that first game, so many injuries early on in the season, so many things developing and trying to figure out the dynamics of the team. And so now having some time to mature as a team and really grow those relationships. Just tonight alone, you and Ollie seem to be almost in sync in that last few minutes of the quarter, whether he was down low in the post, you giving him a good handoff, or him finding you in the down low. So what was that like? How has that relationship been building between you and Ollie?
A lot of repetition, like a lot of just playing with each other. And, we started out, a lot of people are getting a lot more minutes, have been getting a lot more minutes due to the injury. So, you dudes that you thought you weren't going to play with a lot this year, you're playing with. So over time, it's just like, I know where he's going to be. He knows where I'm going to be. He knows where I like to score. I know where he likes to score. So it's just over time, repetition, practice every day.
Absolutely. And, one thing that's kind of funny, we've seen how many injuries have happened this season. And in some ways, one could say that was detrimental to the season. But in other ways, it's almost like you said, allowed for other players to step up to the plate. And it's almost been a flourishing moment. Now you guys probably locking in that second seed position, beating Glendale tonight. So what's your thoughts on, Joe and I speculate all the time, but what's your thoughts with all the injuries that have happened this season, where that's landed you guys as a team now?
Oof. It made a lot of people grow up, myself included, because I thought, a lot of returners, it was going to be, I don't know. I thought maybe the returners would lead a little more than me, but I kind of got thrown in the line of fire and was like, hey, you don't have this guy, you don't have Will, you don't have Parker this year, so it's like, you kind of just got to adapt. Everybody had to grow up, even dudes that weren't expecting to play a lot this year have grown up and learned how to just play through adversity, really. That's really all it is, playing through adversity.
Yeah. No, I absolutely agree, and it's been fun to watch, a little scary at times, seeing, boy, where's this team? What's going to happen this season? 100%. But you guys have really made the best out of it, and it feels like it's been locked in. Tonight felt like you said, a little shaky at first, trying to judge out and kind of measure where Glendale was at as a team. Obviously, them coming off a loss to Pima as well. But you guys found your footing, really took it all the way, and it didn't feel like it ever slowed down. It really just kept going. Did you feel similar?
Yeah, of course. I feel like we struggle with keeping leads, but that's just basketball. They go on runs, we go on runs. But I feel like tonight we grew because we really took pride in defense tonight, I would say. Because a lot of shots weren't falling. In the second half, everything was contested. So it was like, we just took pride in defense, I feel like. Yeah,
the defense was hungry. You guys were attacking everything. And with a team like Glendale that's just so aggressive.
They're going to get them up.
Yeah, absolutely. Sure. You have to be that way. So now I'm curious. There was a timeout where the spread on the score was like 1 point difference. And then you guys all had a timeout, and then you guys came out and just had several really great possessions, blowing the night wide open to a 10-point lead. What was that timeout like? What was Coach Steve saying to you guys? What was the mindset in that timeout?
Oh, probably Seals just chewing us out about defense. It's really just defense. Every time we're in a huddle, it's predominantly we're just talking about defense, mainly just defense, and just taking pride in your one-on-one matchup.
Absolutely.
So I think that's really what it was. You play good defense, shots gonna fall.
Yeah.
You're gonna get a lot more shots every time you get a stop. So
absolutely,
that's really what it was. And execution. We executed a lot tonight. Really good.
Well, Coach Steve's a man of the fundamentals. That's for sure.
100%.
So, Javen, thanks for joining us on the cast. You had a killer night.
Thank you.
Looking forward to what's next, and maybe we'll see you guys back again in the postseason.
Yep. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
that one on. There you go. All right, now we're back with Ollie Hinder, the big man on the court. And boy, Ollie, you sure showed your muscle tonight. Really posting up, protecting the paint. Your defense was on point. 12 points tonight from you, and then obviously Javen had 18 as well. So huge numbers tonight. What was the mindset leading in tonight? I felt like every game so far, you just became more aggressive, more dominant, and just taking over. So explain tonight how you guys were feeling and where your head was at.
Man, coming into tonight, it was the mindset of must win almost. Not must win, but we kind of need this one.
Yeah.
We know they're a good team. And it was sort of a revenge mentality, sort of. We know they embarrassed us here
Absolutely.
6 weeks ago by 30 points on our home court. So we knew we had to come out here and they weren't just going to roll over. But yeah, every day, every game, every practice, I'm just trying to get more aggressive on defense.
Yeah.
Almost the mentality of as soon as I see a shot up, I know I can go get it.
Yeah.
To help my teammates out. No matter who it is, no matter who's driving, no matter if it's I'm getting elbowed in the face and I'm trying to get dunked on, and I know I'm going to jump with anyone, and it's just confidence.
Yeah, absolutely. And explain that a little bit, because there was a moment where the mask came off.
Yeah.
And you took that thing off, tossed it across court, and I think a whole new beast came out, because as soon as that happened, you and Javen were on point, in sync, scoring,
that was
and then some massive blocks on the other end.
Yeah. Javen hit me, finished it, and the mask was just in my eyes, like almost instinctual.
Yeah.
Just grabbed it, threw it to the side, got back on defense, got a block, came down, got an assist. I don't know if it was now I was able to make eye contact with Javen, because then we had the out of bounds play. He hit me on that. But yeah, it was almost like a coming out party with the no mask.
Absolutely, a new man arose from the ashes.
Yeah.
So explain. I was asking Javen this too. It feels like, and Scottsdale was a great game. Obviously, you guys really blew them out of the water, and just felt like the whole team was more in sync. But you and Javen tonight just felt like the mind meld was there. Whether you were down in the post, he was feeding you, or you up at the top, really facilitating and feeding him in the post. What's that been like? What's been the practice like to get to where you guys are at, working hand in hand?
It's been good. It's been the practice, like you said, and then it's been the watching the film on where we could have, where it obviously went really wrong here last time.
Sure.
And we knew that we had the size mismatch down low with him and me. So whoever it was, we knew we could go after them. And it's just doing it in practice every day, calling the plays that we want to get him to post up, and then doing it here in game and replicating it for him.
Absolutely. Well, now you guys head on the road, right? You play South Mountain, Phoenix College. I think it's in the opposite order. Phoenix College, then South Mountain. And then at this point, it's very likely you might be playing again here in the postseason now that you've beat Glendale. So what's that like, knowing that obviously you got to win those games first? Those are first order of business. But what's that like, knowing those things are coming up?
Yeah, obviously PC and then South. But man, Sills has just been, that's always been pushing for us. He said, if we can push for this home playoff game, that's huge.
Absolutely.
Last year when I redshirted, I was the atmosphere was crazy. It's definitely a sixth man almost with the crowd on a playoff game here. So we knew coming in here we had to get this one, and then we know everything goes right. We're going to meet team down in Tucson hopefully.
Absolutely. Well, we're sure looking forward to it. It's exciting to watch you play tonight.
Thank you.
And we're excited to see the mask come off even more every night. So, Ollie Hinder, everybody, thank you for joining us on the broadcast.
Love you, Noni and Papa. Love you, Grandpa. Love you.
I appreciate it. Well, everybody, that was Ollie Hinder, Javen Price on the post-game broadcast. And, boy, we're sure lucky to be able to be here at the Coyote Center night after night for all these home games with the men's and the women. Obviously, huge win for the women, taking a home victory here on their last home night against Glendale, who they've been beat by twice already in the season. So that was massive for them. And I think just the icing on the cake to end their season. Obviously, they have a few more away games, but a great win, especially on sophomore night where we're recognizing the sophomores. On the men's side, a huge win for them as they head into the postseason, beating out the number 3 seed, who's been chasing their tail all season, actually got to the number 2 seed until just the recent matchup against Pima, where Glendale lost. So now, so much looking forward. They have those 2 away games, Phoenix College, then South Mountain, and then potentially playing here on the home court in the postseason. It's going to be huge. It's great. Big thanks and shout out to everyone who puts these games on, the tech, the crew, Russ Luce, the athletic director, Coach Steve Silsby, Coach Matt Strickland, all the athletes in attendance, and, of course, all the fans that make this possible and come and watch here in person or online. I'm Matt McCurdy from the Couch Center. This has been a presentation of Chandler-Gilbert Athletics. Thank you and good night.